Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, please subscribe. My channel is the all things beauty related, all kinds of makeup content, so if the interest should be sure to subscribe. Today's video is a get ready with me while I talk about a time when I moved across the country by myself. So we're gonna jump right into it. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today is going to be a fun video where I'm going to get personal. I'm going to talk about how I moved across the country by myself, but this is going to be like a get to know me, little like life advice, I guess like a podcast, but we're going to jump right into it. First, I'm going to go with my current favorite primer. This is the Professional Matte Primer by Benefit. It's just this really nice mattifying primer. I love it. I live in Florida, so I love a primer that's going to keep me from getting super greasy. I have normal skin that leans more oily, so this has just really helped with longevity of my foundation. But yeah, and also it's like a really nice effect on my pores. All right, so this video is about how I moved across the country when I was 24 by myself. I highly recommend moving outside your hometown, just like even if it's like an hour outside, just get out, see the world. I am from Pittsburgh. I went to elementary school in Ohio. I went to middle school in Germany, went back to Ohio for high school and college. So I have nothing against Ohio. I love Ohio. Ohio is a great place to grow up. My parents currently still live there, and so do a lot of my friends. I'm nothing against Ohio, but I always knew that, so I'm gonna go with some concealer by NARS. This is in shade 2.2. I use this to cover up my blemishes. It's so good. So I grew up in Ohio. I want to say like high school was not like super hard or anything for me. It was just like a big black blur. And I mean, like high school was definitely not the best years of my life. But I also was like involved in things like cheerleading, wasn't dating. If you don't know, I'm a lesbian. I have a wife, so there's a little bit of background for that. But I wasn't like dating for obvious reasons. But Ohio was such a blur to me. I mean, Ohio, high school was such a blur to me. I don't know, I just did not enjoy high school. It was just not a good time in my life. I know some people it was like the best years. College was the best. College was hands down the best. So I originally went to school because I wanted to be a chemical engineer. I wanted to formulate makeup. I wanted to be a cosmetic chemist. I did not see myself doing anything that did not involve the beauty industry. However, that did not happen. So I'm gonna go with my Urban Decay Face Bond Foundation. That did not happen. Instead, I'm a nurse, which is fine because I went into nursing after chemical engineering because I love science. And I kind of was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do with my life? So I went to nursing because I love science, and I thought, oh, like there's cosmetic sides to nursing. There's not. Yeah, and I really like to help people, and I really am like, I feel like I was meant to be a nurse because I do just like love people and helping people so much. And I really love like my elder patients and like the babies. I'll get into a whole video about nursing if I have any other nurses that watch my videos. So yeah, I went to nursing, and nursing school is super hard. It's super miserable. It was not any easier than chemical engineering, and I was super dedicated and I worked my butt off. I studied all the time. I was a nursing assistant at my local hospital. I worked night shift 24 hours, which is part-time. And then I would always pick up extra. So I was kind of like a full-time worker and going to college and going out. I went out all the time. Like I literally went out all the time. I had such a fun time in college. My grades never suffered. I had like the best group of friends. This was really before social media like took over, but I would watch so many like get ready videos and do all the smoky eyes, and I would go out and just like, yeah, great times. So, and I also like lived with my best friend. I met her in college, and she was like my friend soulmate. Like I don't know how I survived without her. But like I said, our high school was so blah, and college was just the complete opposite. So yeah, So anyway, I just was in this really very adventurous self of like working night shift, and I would like work all night, go to class all day, which I do not recommend because I definitely took a toll. Like I had like insomnia. Like I just literally could not sleep years later after doing that because it's so bad for you. But I like wanted to make money. I had to pay my rent. I didn't have any college loans or anything. So like I was just working and going out all the time, always working out and just really enjoying college. So when I was about to graduate in nursing now, you have to like pretty much you like do a 3-year contract wherever you're first gonna work. At least that's how it was in Ohio. And I knew I didn't want to stay in Ohio. Like I literally just wanted to spread my wings. I wanted to just experience the world. And I also wasn't even like I wanted to be a nurse, but I also was like, nurses only work 3 days a week, which I quickly learned is not only 3 days a week. But anyway, so I was like, I could either be a makeup artist, I could be a server, I could work at Ulta, I could work at Sephora. Like I literally was such a go, 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 go getter, which I later realized I was doing that because I was avoiding parts and things and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like not like it was just like a avoidance. Like I was using as a coping mechanism as like staying busy as possible. I was out in college, but only with my friends. Like I didn't tell my family or anything. So I was on like the dating apps. It was like Tinder and Bumble and stuff like that. So I was on those and I really wasn't finding any girls I was interested in to date and stuff. So I kind of knew that like I had this like feeling, this gut instinct that my person was not in Ohio, and that I knew I always wanted to live in Florida. I also was very interested in Colorado. All right, so now I'm gonna go with some Tower 28 concealer. This is in the shade 4. I love this concealer. So a lot of these products I'm using today are like my August favorites, products I've been using all month of August. So yeah, I just had this itch and this urge. And I was like telling my friends, and of course they were like sad and they were kind of like, are you really gonna like, I don't know why I keep saying like, but they were, are you really gonna move to Florida? And I was like, yeah, like I really am. I was in that mode where I was like, nobody is stopping me. No one's telling me. I'm gonna go with my BK, the Angie Hot and Flashy A506 concealer brush. I can't find my Amazon one. I think it's like, I don't know. I think I put it in a random drawer, but that one is my go-to, my Amazon one. But yeah, so then I just like was in this very different state of mind where like no one was gonna tell me I wasn't going, and more people told me and questioned me of like if I was gonna actually like move by myself across the country. And the more people questioned me about it, the more I wanted to do it. So yeah, and then when I graduated nursing school, I knew I wanted to move to Florida. So I literally was just searching up hospitals and things in Florida. And one of the nurses I worked with, who was an agency nurse, worked up and told me about, whoops, I'm gonna bleep out the name there because I just said the name. Okay. And one of the nurses told me about this hospital in Florida, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like, I would love to work there. It sounds like a great place. And so she kind of influenced me, and I applied and I did an interview, a Skype interview, and I got the job. And it was like one of the best interviews I've ever done in my life because the people on the other end, it was just such a friendly interview, and everything just went so well, and everything just like the stars aligned, everything was great. And yeah, so then I got the job. I told my parents, and they were like, oh my God, are you really moving? Like everyone I think just thought I like wasn't actually gonna move. And I was like, yeah, I'm really moving. All right, so this is one of my favorite cream bronzer brushes. This is the L'Oreal A58. And I'm going in with my Dibs. This is in the shade 2. Going with the bronzer here. And people were happy for me, but they were kind of like, and I was like, look, it's not that serious. If I go to Florida and I don't like it, I can always come back, you know? So I packed up literally my Honda Fit. I had a Honda Fit hatchback, packed it up, moved to Sarasota, and loved life. And shortly after 6 months of living here, I met my wife. So when I lived in Sarasota, right away my nursing license didn't transfer. So I was like, you have to like transfer states when you get a nursing license. So I was like, oh my God, my nursing license hasn't come in yet. And sometimes it just takes longer. Like it wasn't like something was wrong, but they knew that. And they were like, okay, well, you could always just start next month, which means I would have to go a month without pay. And I told you I was a busybody. Like I lived and thrived off of being busy because I think that was just my coping mechanism for honestly coming out of the closet. Like I thought if I was busy, I don't know, honestly. I don't know who I was at that time, but I was a busybody for sure. Like I literally had anxiety when I was home. I don't know, it's kind of sad to think about because I always had to be doing something. And if I like wasn't, like I would like go to the gym. I was always at the college library. I was always at the bars. Like I was always doing something. So I don't know why my eyebrow jumps when I do my cheek contour. Do you see that? It's like weird. Okay, so then, yeah, so my license did not transfer right away. And then my parents were like, okay, like, bye, we're going back to Ohio. And then I got a job at Ulta. And I worked at Ulta for about 3 or 4 months just because I was like a nurse and it wasn't like the money, like I was so exhausted. And then I had to like go work day shift at Ulta and the money just like wasn't worth it. But, and like working in customer service and being a nurse is like a special kind of hell. So yeah, I got the job at Ulta. Like I was like, okay, look, I'm not gonna be able to work for a month until my license transfers, and that's the only time they're offering orientation at the hospital. So I was like, I gotta figure it out. Like I gotta get a job serving, a job at Ulta. Like I gotta do something. Like that's just not me to be at home. Even though during this time, I wish I would have just started filming YouTube videos. But like I said, I was a busybody, so I wasn't gonna do that. And I worked at Ulta. And then shortly after that, when Ulta, because I wanted to like do a second job with nursing, but I didn't want to like, I wanted to make money. So then I worked at Wing House. Yeah, if you know what Wing House is, it's like a Hooters, but anyway. So I did that too. I was just a very busy person. That's okay, because that's who I was at the time. So I met my wife 6 months after moving to Florida. And like right away we met each other. She was just like my soulmate. Everything was perfect. The stars aligned. I'm so grateful that I listened to my intuition and moved to Florida because I probably would never have met my wife. All right, so I'm gonna go in with the cream blush and I'm gonna go with my BK 113 brush. And yeah, so I met my wife. It's all been great. And even my wife, who's spent her entire life in Tampa, she's like, I can't believe you actually just like straight up moved across the country by yourself. So when I first moved across the country by myself, I'm not gonna lie, when my parents left my apartment and I was sitting there, you know, things are half packed. It's just like a weird reality check where you're like, wow, like I'm an adult, I'm in this situation. This is my new home. I'm on my own. I gotta figure it out. And you just kind of, I don't know, you just like, you fall in love with life. You fall in love with your independence and you just like make it work. I highly recommend it to everybody. But like thinking back on it now, it's funny because I'm in a different part of my life right now. Like I really don't know if I could do that because it is scary. So then I lived in this like really cute brand new apartment with a really nice pool, things I didn't have in Ohio. And I was on Bumble and Tinder, like talking to girls and stuff, but my coworkers were really fun and I would like go out with them. Sarasota had like a population where only like 15% of the population is like under 35. Like it's not a young people place, which also kind of made things a little difficult. Yeah, I don't know. It was the best decision I've made. And I love like when I'm on TikTok, I don't know if I get fed these videos because I myself have been through the experience. So maybe my algorithm is feeding me this stuff, but I love it when I moved to wherever by myself and I made it work. Because you do get this like extreme independence, which they say is like a trauma response. But I haven't been through anything that's like made me that way, but I think that like extreme independence can be a bad thing or it can be a good thing. Let's see. So my wife has lived in Tampa her entire life. She like went to school for 1 year in Orlando. She's probably not gonna want me to spread her biz, so I'm not gonna like say anything about her. Because she has a really professional job. So that's why she's never on my YouTube, because she doesn't want like her face and everything, which I respect. Now I'm gonna go in with some of the Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom Pink Powder. I wish also, like I'm happy I'm in Florida, but I really do, part of me does wanna know what would have happened if I went to California, because California is a really good state to be a nurse in versus Florida. Florida is not a good state to work in as a nurse. I'm happy I'm here. I love my life. I love my little life I created. So I lived in Sarasota. My wife lived in Tampa. We did long distance for a year, actually 2 years. Yeah, no, like a year and a half. And then I moved in with my wife and I love Tampa. I love St. Pete. Like this is the coolest area. I think that it is so important to find yourself and to leave your small town. So like where I lived was not really a small town. It was a city life, honestly. And I had a good time and it was great, but I feel like when you leave, like you just meet meet people, you become more in tune with like diversity, like different areas. Down here, people have such different interests than Ohio. It's different sports teams, different food, different weather, different everything. And I just think that's so important. And I don't think I'll ever move back, honestly. All right, so I'm gonna go in with this Makeup Forever vanilla powder and set my whole face. I've been listening to podcasts lately and I've just been really into like life advice and like different things and just learning from other people. And I sometimes I kind of think about the fact that I did move across the country by myself and it is kind of crazy. It was like a 16-hour car ride from Ohio to Florida. My mom drove in my car with me and my dad drove their van. And yeah, it was a really like big experience. I was 24. I just graduated nursing school and I just turned 24. So I was like 23 when I made all these decisions. No regrets, best decision ever. And I love hearing that other people have done it because it does give you this like, I'm so happy I listened to my intuition and that this is where my gut has led me because this is where I belong. So I am really, really spiritual. I'm really into like laws of attraction and all those things. So I'm gonna go with my BK Beauty. This is the 110 brush. Life is what you make it. You are in control of your life and your decisions. And also like when I moved here, part of me was like, so if I would have stayed in Ohio, my 3-year contract would have been up. Because if you break your 3-year contract as a nurse when you first get hired, you actually owe the hospital money. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So when you're a new nurse and you have no experience, you go to a hospital and then you sign a contract saying you're gonna work for them for X amount of time, getting X zero amount of dollars. You don't get any money when you sign a contract with these hospitals, which I get because they're training you, like I get that. But also then you're stuck working in wherever and life happens and you want to move or you meet someone or whatever and you're stuck there. So like when I came to Sarasota, I signed a 2-year contract with my hospital and I loved it and I stayed for 2 years and then I moved to Tampa. But if I wanted to move to Tampa earlier, then I would have had to break my contract, owe the hospital money. Yeah. So anyway, if I would have stayed in Ohio where my friends were working and did a 3-year contract there because that hospital is 3 years, then I would have never have moved until 2020 because I graduated in 2016 but turned 2016 December. So I wouldn't have moved till 2020. And we all know what happened in 2020 with nursing. I would have never moved. I would have been stuck in Ohio. So I'm going with Hourglass Sublime Blush. And yeah, so I'm like, everything happens for a reason. Like, listen to your intuition. Wherever you're at, like, you are meant to be. Don't have any regrets. So let's say if you're watching this and you had a regret where you're like, I feel like I should have moved across the country. I feel like I shouldn't have signed that contract, whatever. Don't have that regret, because everything happens for a reason. Like, you are meant to be in this moment. You're meant to be. How life played is exactly what was meant for you. So I like to always look on the bright side. I always like to be grateful, and I am grateful that I moved at that time and I listened to my gut. It's also helped me to listen to my gut in other scenarios in life. So I love blush. I love blush, and I also love Hourglass's blush. Sublime Blush is just the best. So like, I started my YouTube channel in 2019. And I mean, like, I'm not that popular on YouTube. I'm actually really busy with nursing and stuff, and I film on my off days. And I kind of before have always, so I'm gonna go with my Dior highlighter. And this is a brush from these Amazon brushes I love. So like, before, I always kind of had a regret where I was like, I wish I would have started YouTube earlier. Like, I used to always watch YouTube reviews and demos and makeup tutorials, and I was obsessed with those kind of things. So I was too scared of what people would think of me if I created my own. Didn't, not until 2019. And I always had this like regret feeling, and I'm honestly like, you know what? No, like, I think that everything has happened for a reason. Like, there's a reason I wasn't on before, and I love the way life played out, and I am grateful to be here now. And you always have to like remind yourself, life was all about choices, and like the choices you made, like everything happened for a reason. So I can get real spiritual. I can do a whole video on laws of attraction, things that I have manifested in my own life. I love that kind of stuff because we're really just energy on a rock floating around the universe. And yeah, that's us. So I'm gonna do my eyes real quick. So I'm gonna go with Makeup by Mario. Makeup by Mario eyeshadow palettes are the best. The best. I love his eyeshadow palettes. So I'm gonna go in with that second shade. It's kind of like a yellower shade, that one right there. This is a What's Up Beauty brush, an R104. This brush is amazing. In nursing right now, I work in an outpatient surgery center. I'm trying to find a different job. I would like something that's mommy friendly because I do want to start a family soon. And I just want more money. I want to, currently looking for another job. I could do a whole other video on nursing if that's wanted, because I feel like people who don't know nursing stuff are probably gonna be like, blah. I think it's so important to listen to your gut, and moving across the country is not that scary because I think more people are doing it now. More people are moving. They are seeing other areas before they're committing to someone for life. Like, it's just so important. I mean, especially as a gay person, like, you have a limited population for dating. So if you are trying to date a small town, it's gonna just be harder. I wasn't in a small town. I was in a pretty decent sized city, but I just knew that I wanted to be somewhere warm. I just had that gut feeling and I listened to it. And I think it's because 1000% my wife is my soulmate. Our souls were made for each other, and it was just the universe colliding us together. So I'm gonna go with this brown over here. I love her, and we are both so happy that I moved here. We met on Bumble. She messaged, we matched twice and we never talked, and then she finally messaged me first, which is funny. Because she's like, I don't message first. And I was like, well, neither do I, so. And also, like, finding your soul best friend. So my soul best friend, she is like my soul sister for sure. I met her in college, and I feel like everything was just meant to be, like my bumpy road getting into nursing, because I was originally chemical engineering. Still breaks my heart that I'm not a chemical engineer formulating makeup every single day in a lab, but this is also just as good. Filming makeup tutorials, reviewing things is also just as good. So, all right, so now I want to do a bit of a wing liner. So I'm gonna go in with, I'm actually gonna go in with that brown right there. I did a little bit of a shadow wing, and now I'm just going to blend that out. So I don't want it to be too harsh. I just want like a nice little, and then I'm gonna actually go ahead and do my eyebrows right now. So I'm kind of obsessed with this Merit eyebrow pencil. This is in the shade Brunette, I think. And I just plucked my brows. I'm trying to get them to match. I know they're sisters and not twins. That's how they're supposed to be. I really want to get my eyebrows done professionally when I get a new job and I'm making more money. But for now, I will just do them myself. And actually, they're matching pretty well. But listen to your gut. I cannot stress that enough. I hope this inspires you to do something that you're scared to do, because life is short. Life is very, very, very short. Like I said, if I would have waited the 3 years after my contract everybody told me to do, it would have been 2020. I would have never been able to afford by myself moving to Florida, because, you know, everything's super expensive right now. And I, like I said, I live on myself, but I also was working like 2 jobs because I was a busybody, and I thought, oh, like I need to be constantly doing things, which is not healthy either. I have no regrets, and I want to inspire those to take the risk because it is worth it. I promise, like, you won't regret it. And like I said, my plan was always, okay, if this doesn't work out, I can always move back home. My friends would have been so happy if I would have moved back home. And yeah, I could have just been like, whatever, it didn't work out. Especially if you're a nurse, like you can always do travel nursing where they will pay for you. But that was my thing. Like, I knew I didn't want this to be a temporary thing. Like, I wanted to move to Florida for good. That was my plan. And it worked because I've been here ever since 2017. No plans on leaving. I have created my roots here and I love it. I mean, like, I can't say it's all been daisies and dandelions. Like, it kind of has though. Like, I'm not gonna lie. But you know, everybody has those moments where you move to a different place and you're thinking to yourself, like, did I make the right decisions? This is the e.l.f. brow gel. Like, I would get so much FOMO and my friends would go out in Ohio without me. Obviously, they're gonna go out without me. Oh my God, like, what did I do? Like, I miss those times. I miss those days. Like, I could have been with them and, you know, but now we meet up all the time. We go on like vacations together, which is way better than just going to a bar in Ohio. It all works out, I promise. One of my favorite quotes is always, it's okay and everything's gonna work out. And if it's not working out, it's not okay, it's not the end. Because in the end, everything is okay. So the only thing I regret, it's not really a regret, it's just like deep thoughts. Nursing, my nursing career. I just like, nursing is, it's going downhill so fast. Okay, I'm gonna go with my L'Oreal Nude Eyeliner. And like, I don't want this, like, you to do my job. Like, I do, but I don't. Like, I appreciate YouTube and the little bit of money I make from YouTube. Like, I'm talking a little bit. Like, I make like $200 to $400 a month. And I spend 20 hours a week doing stuff for this. So it's like not, you know, it's not equaling the money I put in. But I do it because I love it. Like, it's a hobby, it's not a job, you know? Nursing has just become so, oh, the thing is, I love the patients. I love the patients, I love the doctors I work with. It's just the BS that comes with nursing. It's the short staffing, it's the overworked, it's all those things. And I like have been out of the hospital for the past like 2.5 years, and it's just as crazy. Like, I don't understand. All right, so I'm gonna highlight my inner corner. This is the Laura Mercier highlighter. I love this highlighter. It's one of my favorite go-to inner corner highlighters. Oh my God, I feel like it's crooked. This is also why you don't do this, because this is like what makes it look. So anyway, that's a whole separate video. All right, so I'm gonna go with this Kosas blush. I love this blush. I love, 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 love this Barbie blush. But I only go in with a little bit. Ooh, gosh, I forgot how much I love this blush. Because I want it to like pinking everything up. Not too, oh, I don't even care. I don't care. I know I look like a clown at this point. My wife is always like, dude, you wear so much blush. And I don't even care at this point. I don't care. Actually, I do care. So I'm gonna go in with some of this Huda Beauty pink powder and just try and tone this down. So I hope this video like got to show you a different part of me outside of makeup, being more human, because I love like when I see that people are like human. Everybody has their regrets and mistakes. This wasn't like oh, I don't have any regrets about whatever, but I am so happy that I did some crazy things when I was younger and moved across the country by myself. So I have an aunt and uncle that live a little close to me and another aunt, but in Sarasota I was by myself. And it's okay because it all worked out. But I feel like most of the time people move, they move for like a boyfriend, they're moving for a reason other than themselves. And that is not the way to do it. You need to move for you. You are the only reason you're moving. So I'm gonna go with some all-nighter setting spray. And I'm just gonna spray this real quick. And then I'm gonna take a puffer. And with about 50% dry, I will press this into my skin. You have to move for yourself. You cannot move because you're like, oh, like I don't know. You just have to do it. Like you can't, yeah, I don't know. Because I was never in that situation, but I only moved for me. And I've heard of people moving to Florida for a boyfriend and they broke up, which is whatever, but it worked for them. Like they were here and they're happy and they put their roots in and everything ended up being fine. Like things can work out if you move for your significant other, girlfriend or boyfriend, and it doesn't work out. It's fine because it's gonna be okay. Now we're gonna do lashes. Put on some mascara, or should I do lips first? Actually, let's do lips. Lips are more fun. So I am obsessed. This is my favorite lip liner ever. This is Anywhere Caffeine by Makeup Forever. It's so worth the investment. I love this lip liner. It's literally your lips but better. I'm not really an over liner. I have some filler that I need to get redone. And so I just kind of go right on the line. So I am really into audiobooks, and my favorite audiobook, if you're looking for something to motivate you to make some changes in your life, it would be The Secret. It's pretty cheesy, it's super, super positive, but it's just a really good book to motivate you to be like, look, this is my life, this is what I'm doing. My favorite nude lipstick is Charlotte Tilbury KKW. It's just so good. It's a perfect nude lip. Then my favorite tip is to take the lip liner at the end and like contour. It makes it look so natural and perfect. Look how creamy that nude is. Voila! I love this nude. I'm gonna go with some Anastasia of Beverly Hills Guava Lip Gloss. Real nude lips. All right, so now let's do lashes. Actually, I just want to take this brush. This is a flatter brush. I'm gonna go with my Mario palette. I'm gonna go with the shade all the way over there. And I'm just gonna put this underneath the lashes a little bit. Give it like a little bit of like a eyeliner look. All right, so my wife and I are obsessed with the Real Housewives. Why did I just think about Real Housewives all of a sudden? I don't know. Anyway, if you watch them, let me know. They're so good. They're so funny. They're crazy. I mean, obviously, like, it's entertainment. They are very negative. They treat each other like crap and they call each other friends. Like, that's not Friends, but it's some good reality TV. All right, so I'm gonna put some mascara on. This Laura Mercier Caviar mascara is so good. See how great those lashes are? I'm gonna put false lashes on top of this, but I love this mascara. Okay, so this is before lashes with lashes. So these are Dell Demi Wispies, are just, they're so good. So, all right, so lashes are on. Now I'm gonna put some mascara on my bottom lashes. All right, so as soon as this dries, I'm gonna get this glob off with a Q-tip. All right, guys, and to sum it up, everything happens for a reason. Listen to your intuition, trust your gut. If things didn't happen, they didn't happen. Like, everything that's meant to be will be. And always look for the positives and be grateful for everything you have. So that completes this video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you in my next video.